Hello, my people. You are on your new channel called The Legal Stamp. It is very important to know that everything in this world is governed by the law. Every area of life is governed by the law, be it social, is governed by the law, be it political, cultural, even spiritual aspects of life. They are governed by the law. Therefore, today we are going to discuss intellectual property laws. When you talk about intellectual property, what comes to your mind? We have physical properties. These are things that you can see, both movable and immovable. We also have intellectual properties. And now, when we talk about intellectual property, this is any product of someone's intellect that has commercial value, a piece of literature. It could be a painting, it could be an invention, it could be a trademark, it could be a trade secret. Very many ways how intellectual property can come up. And we also have works protected under the intellectual property law and the accorded intellectual property rights. Now, today we're going to discuss those laws. We're going to see them that discuss and govern, though not exhaustive, but I'm going to give you like 9 of them. So we have the Copyright and Neighboring Rights Act, Cap 222. Remember, we are in the Ugandan jurisprudence. So now the Copyright and Neighboring Rights Act, for it discusses copyrights or works of literature. Those could be works that are protectable under copyright. It is very important. There is also section 5. Initially it was section 5, but right now it is section 4 that discusses works eligible for copyright protection. We have articles, we have books, we have pamphlets, we have literatures, lectures, we have addresses, we have sermons, we have dramatic works, we have dramatic musical works, we have musical audio-visual works, we have sound recording, we have cinematographic works. You know, there are very many ways. If you have your book would be governed by Copyright and Neighboring Rights Act. So, and many others. When you talk about Neighboring Rights Act, when you talk about those neighboring rights, we're talking about broadcasters like radios, like TVs. For them, they also have Neighboring Rights Acts. For them, they are also governed by the Copyright and Neighboring Rights Act. We also have performers, those musicians who go on stage and perform. We have producers, those who really facilitate coming up with instruments, with making of your song or any work that you're able to do. We have directors. All those are governed under Copyright and Neighboring Rights Act. Then number 2, we're also going to find that another act is the Trademarks Act. Yes. When you talk about Trademarks Act, this one governs all trademarks. Remember, if you have your property and you don't want it to be associated with other goods in the public, this one, trademark, usually work in goods. When we discuss those goods, maybe they could be it could be cement, they could be plastic, they could be metals. So there you have to go under trademark. Remember, a trademark has a meaning or has a definition. So under section 1 of the Trademarks Act, Cap 225 defines a trademark as a sign or a mark or combination of signs or marks capable of being represented graphically and capable of distinguishing goods of one undertaking from the goods of another undertaking. Imagine you have your company and you are producing goods and other services that you're supplying. So if you want them to be distinct and separate from other people's goods and products, and you don't want people to be mistaken, and I think those goods are those goods that belong to you. Therefore, to avoid such confusion, you need to distinguish these products, and what you're going to use a trademark from goods of one undertaking. You be in position to differentiate them from goods of another undertaking. So under Trademarks Act, you are going to find that they provide some marks or signs. It could be a word, it could be a symbol, depending on what you want to use as a trademark. It could be a slogan, it could be a logo, it could be a sound. And now those who do perfumes or sprays or things that produce scents and fragrances, you can also represent your trademark or your goods with a smell, a certain smell, also a color. How about a label, brand also, and even a name? Others opt to use signatures. Those ones can also be a trademark. Even a letter, they could be numeral or any combination of them. That one formulates a trademark. And also it is very important to also know that on top of trademarks, these laws also have regulations. Now, like trademarks, it has the trademarks regulations of 2023. So those ones, you'll find that if you want to come up with a trademark that that can be respected and also registered, it should be different from other trademarks that are already on the market. Or if you are producing very many products and maybe like 5 or 6 or more than 2, therefore you may want to associate your goods with a similar trademark. So therefore there is a certain trademark you can use and it can be registered very well. And also we have the Trade Secrets Act, Protection Act. There's Trade Secrets Act, Protection Act, Cap 80. So those one, Trade Secrets Protection Act helps you helps an employer or an author of something, a vision bearer, to have his trade secrets protected. Meaning, if you have an employee, cannot let the cat out of the bag. So this law regulates people who have been working with a certain organization, e.g. here like if you have a Coca-Cola and you had employees who were working in the factory and they know all the ingredients that can come up with a Coca-Cola soda, therefore you do not have to reveal secrets to other people, maybe compete with that company. Therefore, this Trade Secrets Act helps those employers or people who own businesses to have their secrets protected. And if someone goes ahead to reveal those secrets, e.g. if it is like in a franchise, like KFC or CJ, and you find someone is producing or coming up with the same exact product, all the recipes are similar, meaning there is someone who has revealed that secret. So this one, meaning that manufacturer or the owner of this company or of these goods can invoke the Trade Secrets Act to enforce his rights in one way or the other. We also have the Industrial Property Act. Industrial Property Act. This one is Cap 224. This one helps in protecting all inventions that have come. If you remember, like a Coca-Cola bottle, it has a 3-dimensional, how it looks like on the outward, the packaging. So, and it also has regulations of 2027, the Industrial Property Regulation 2027. We also have the Geographical Indications Act, Cap 223. So the Geographical Indication Act protects products or a business from a certain locality, or a certain geography. Now you get that certain mark. That means a person from a different area of life cannot associate his or her goods like those ones of that geographical indication, and people will know the reputation of that product to be coming from a certain geography. That's why we have the Geographical Indication Act. If you're coming from Western, then you may want to have a certain mark, so that one will be protected under the geographical indication. If you're coming from North, South, East, name it, you will be protected under the Geographical Indication Act, Cap 223, and more other intellectual property laws that we have here in Uganda. But at least so far we've seen a few things that protect intellectual property. Here, do not be a victim of circumstance. Under Article 27 of the Constitution 1995 as amended, we find that properties are protected. It is a right of every Ugandan citizen to have his properties protected. And one of the properties are the intellectual property rights, and they are also protected. Those are the laws, and many other laws and other treaties, like the TRIPS Treaty, like the Berne Convention. All those come in, even the East African treaty that comes in to protect all those intellectual properties. With that, I wanna tell you that we shall continue enlightening you on the legal stamp, so that you may know the legal perspective of things, so that you can stay awake, you can stay alert, you can know your obligations, you can know your rights, you can know how to protect your properties, so that you can enjoy yourself in this planet, on this planet Earth, while knowing the laws.